Okay, that's done. So I need to share the screen. So let me share my screen. All right, so what we're gonna going back to next is we're gonna going back to talking about transformation. So the transformation is something that you guys will be struggling. So we need to talk about some transformation. So we're gonna going back to transformation of something that you have learned before. So let's going back to transformation to see if you can able to match those values. So Harsha, let's start from you. We're going to identify the transformation. So in order to do the transformation, we need to find A, K, D, C. Harsha, can you tell me the value of A on the first one, please? A, what did you get for A?
2. Like the values 2.
Harsha?
Yeah, it's 2.
Harsha is still thinking. Okay, Myra, what did you get for A?
2.
Am I speaking? Maybe I'm not speaking. Did I mute myself? No, I didn't mute myself. Okay. Kevin, what did you get for A? Can you hear me? Hi. Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah, we can hear you.
Can you guys hear me? Oh, I'm not hearing you. What's going on? Having tea? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, you can't hear us. What? Are they talking? Okay, that's kind of weird. Let's see what's going on. Why can't I hear them? I have my YouTube going. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. So why can't I hear these guys talking? Tell me myself. Okay. Let me going back. Okay, so by Pat. Can you guys hear me now? Hi, hi, hi.
Yeah,
Oh, yes. Okay, cool. Harsha, what is the value of A?
2.
Thank you. A is 2. What's the value of K?
1, positive 1.
What's the value of D?
There's no D.
I'm just asking what's the value of D?
It's a 0.
D is 1, lady. So how come D is 1? So don't you see that -1 here? How would you say D is 0? When you have a minus D, just much it's a 2, F, K is 1. So 1 time X minus 1, and then plus 4. So where did you get D is equal to 0? C is equal to 4. Makes sense? Following that, okay, Myra, what is the value of A here?
-1.
-1. What is the value of K here?
3.
What's the value of D here?
3.
That's not correct, because if you common factor, you're going to get this is going to be X plus 3. When this is plus 3, the D is going to be -3. What is the value of C here?
0.
That's going back to Kevin. What's the value of A, K, D, and C? So what's the value of A?
A is
Hmm?
1.
Okay.
Um,
Still thinking for K? Okay, sir. Let's go back to Whale. Whale, what did you get for K? Whale. Whale, are you here? Myra, what is the value of K?
-2.
What is the value of D?
D is 5/2.
No, D is 0. C is -5. So I'm not sure how did you get 5/2. This -5 is sitting outside. So you can't really do a common factor that out from the square root. So if you take the 2 out, that is 2. You can say X minus 0. That's it. So the D is going to be 0. So you see that -5 is sitting outside of the square root, isn't it? So your answer is right if the square root is extended. Okay, Vale, are you here, Vale? Well, okay. Going back to Anaher, what is the value for A?
1/4.
And then give me one moment. Just one moment. This guy. Okay. Just give me one moment, guys. One moment. Oh, this guy. One second. Hello. And ಚೆನ್ನನ್ ಒಂದು ಅವರಿಗೆ 11:30 to 12:30 or class ಇರಕಂಡ Saturday grade 12. Okay. All right. So K104, K is going to be 1, D is equal to -3, C is 0. This is something you guys have learned in grade 11. So what the challenge is, if you don't know the transformation, you will be screwed up if your teacher is going to give you a test on transformation. I gave a quiz on transformation. And then kids who really did pretty well on the grade 11, they master it, get it right. Those who completely forget what transformation is, they didn't do well. Oh, no. Hello. Yes, sir. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. Okay. All right, so we're going to going back to how to draw the graph using mapping notation. So I'm going to going back to before we move on. In grade 10, you guys have learned how to graph this function. Myra, how did you graph this function in grade 10? The one that shows on A. Graph the transform function. What did you do to graph it?
I just I figured out whether it was what type of graph it was, and then I added the transformation to X and Y, and I got those points.
So that is how you graph in grade 10.
That's what I did in grade 11 too. That's what my teacher.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not talking about a grade 11. Grade 10, how did you just graph this? Harsha, how did you graph this in grade 10? The function A.
Just use a mapping rule to find out which.
In grade 10, you learn mapping notation. Interesting. That should be really advanced there. In grade 10, a teacher went through a mapping notation. Unfortunately, most of our math teachers are not quite qualified, and they're not really delivering the grade 10 curriculum. No one teaches the mapping notation in grade 10. In grade 10, you should have apply a specific way to graph this. Let me going back to Anna. If Anna can tell me, how did you graph this function in grade 10?
You do.
Hello?
It's a quadratic function?
Yes. 1 second. Hello? Oh my gosh. Okay, let me put mine. It's a quadratic function. How do you graph in grade 10? I think that you guys definitely forgot that. That's okay. 2 month summer break is not great. So we graphed in grade 10 using step pattern. So if you don't know the step pattern, you can apply the step pattern to graph quadratic function. I'm going to show you how to graph it using step pattern. So the step pattern is going to be, first we're going to mark the vertex, which is 1, 5. Then we're going to be going back to some coordinate this way, some coordinate this way, up and down to just get the step pattern. The step pattern of a quadratic relation is going by A, 3A, 5A, dot, dot. So A value is -2. So the pattern is going to be -2, -6, -10. So what do we do to graph it? We're going to be add to this graph when you're going downward, 5 -2, 3. 3 -6 is going to be -3. That's going up, it's going to be the same way. So this is something you have learned in grade 10 using a step pattern to graph a quadratic relation. If your teacher didn't show that how to do that, then it's a big trouble. So let's do 1 comma 5, and then you're going to go back to 2 comma 3, and then 3 comma negative 3. So we're going to go back to 3 comma negative 3. That's going to be somewhere here. 3 comma negative 3. I don't really like my point, so I'm going to go back to 0 comma 3. 0 comma 3 is going to be here. I definitely made a mistake in some of these points. Let me double check my coordinate. I got 1 comma 5 correctly done. So let me do that one more time. Vertex is 1 comma 5. Correct step pattern is going to be -6 -10. So 5 plus minus 2 is 3. 3 plus minus 6 is -3. That should become the other way around. 0, 1, 3 and -3. Let me plot that point. 1 comma 5. So that's 1 comma 5. 2 comma 3. That makes sense. And then 0 comma, oh no, I'm plotting my first point incorrect. 1 comma 5. Okay, 1 comma 5 is here. 2 comma 3 is here. And then 0 comma 3 is here. Enough for me. 3 comma -3 is just going to be here. And then I got -1 comma -3. Look like you guys didn't learn step pattern in grade 10 to graph a quadratic relation, which is not really healthy in the advanced function class. If your teacher is going to be asked to talking about piecewise function to graph it, that you will be in big trouble. This is just to recall your step pattern. But what we're going to do is we're going to be going back to generating this graph using the mapping notation. So here's the mapping notation. So we need to identify the value of A, K, C, and D. So we're going to move back to C. Harsha, can you tell me about the value of A? So let me erase this value of A, please.
-2.
-2 value of K.
Is it just 1?
Value of C.
1,
D.
5.
Pretty good. So let's go back to my parent function first. The parent function, Myra, what is the parent function for this function?
Y is equal to x squared.
Correct. So we're going to go back to some coordinates to plot these points. So we're going to go by -3 comma 9, -2 comma 4, -1 comma 1, 0 comma 0, 1 comma 1, 2 comma 4, 3 comma 9. We don't need that all the points, but we're going to go back to see how much I can do fit into the graph, so x and y. So what's the mapping notation here? It's not going to be x and y. The mapping notation say, so let's do this. Let's do this. X over k. X over k is 1. I don't care about that. Plus d. D is going to be +5. Ay plus c minus 2y plus c is 1. Let me convert these points using the mapping notation. -3 plus 5 is going to be 2. Now, am I doing my mapping notation correct? I'm not doing my mapping notation not correct because k value is supposed to go here. You guys didn't say that. Thank you. X over k is the x plus d. D is 5. So that is going to be x plus 5. Ay minus 2y plus c. C is 1. X is -3. -3 plus 5 is 2. -2 times y. So I got a point. -2 times y. So -18 plus 1. So -18 plus 1 -2 times. -2 times, that's going to be 9 plus 1. -18 plus 1, which is going to be -17. Somewhere something went wrong because my points are not matching. So let me go back to see where did I go wrong. I'm going to be going back to the other points. There will definitely a mistake on my calculation. Because based on my step pattern, 1 comma 5, I should get the same coordinate. So going back to my A value, so 1A, 3A, 5A. So that's my step pattern. So A, 3A, 5A, dot, dot, dot. A is -2, 3 to -6, -10. 1 comma 5 is my vertex. If I'm going to do -2, 5 plus -2 is 3, 3 plus -6 is 3 plus -6 is -3. Okay, I'm going to going back to see what's going on because my A is -3, 9. So if I do x over k, k is 1 plus, oh no, I made a mistake. X over k plus d. My d is not 5. Thank you. My d is 1. C is 5. I switching around, and then you guys has been switching around. Okay, cool. No one say what's going wrong here. X over K. So X over K is 1 plus D. D is 1. AY minus 2Y plus C 5. Now it will be just come out nicely. Minus 3 plus 1 is negative 2. Minus 2 times Y. Minus 2 times 9 plus 5. Minus 18 plus 5 is... I'm still not getting my number. What I'm doing wrong? I got negative 13. No way. My C is 5. My C value is 5. Okay. Let me rewrite this, my formula. Why my points are not matching. Oh, I made an algebraic mistake here. Let me see, what did I do onto my points? Definitely some algebraic mistake here. Let's do this. Let's fix this first. 5 plus minus 2 is going to be 3. 3 plus minus 6 is going to be negative 3. That's correct. Let me double check something here. Minus 2 times 3 minus 1 whole thing squared plus 5. Minus 2 times 2 squared plus 5. Minus 2 times 2 squared is 4 plus 5. Minus 8 plus 5 is negative 3. That's correct. So why my mapping notation is not giving? Okay, X over K is 1 plus D. The D is plus 1. AY minus 2Y plus C is 5. Let's see why that point doesn't match in here. I'm going to check that in a moment. So we will see what's going on. So if I do minus 3 plus 1, negative 2. Then my minus 3 squared is going to be 9. So minus 2 times 9 plus 5 is negative 13. Let's see what's going to happen. If I do minus 2 plus 1, it's going to be minus 1. Minus 2 times 4 plus 5 is equal to negative 8 plus 5, which is negative 3. We will see what's going on in a moment. So I'm going to going back to the next one. My 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Or 0 is 0. My bad. So if I do that, that's 5. That's point matching. We will come back and then going back to 2. Not 2. My next point is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. If I do 1 minus 2, that is 2, 3. That's correct. Okay. And then I got my point 2. So if I'm going to do my point 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. And then 9. If I do minus 2 times 9 plus 5, negative 18 plus 5. No, you know what? I got it right. I think I made a mistake on one other point here. No, never mind. I got it right. 3 is, oh no, my 3 does not match. We will come back why my 3 does not match. 3, I got negative 3. 3, I got negative 13. And then if I do 3 plus 1 is going to be 4. And then negative 2 times 9 plus 5 is negative 18 plus 5 is also, oh, am I matching these points correct? Let's do for the 4. And that 4 is, if I got a 3, 3 plus 1 is going to be 4. If I do 9 minus 2 times 9 plus 5 minus 18 plus 5 is negative 13. There was a mistake in here. You guys not telling that. Because that is 2 plus 1. I got a 4. Minus 2 times 4 plus 5. Negative 8 plus 5 is negative 3. So I got the points right. Because with the 3, I match with negative 3. 3, I match negative 3. 2, I match 3. 2, I match with 3. 1, I match with 5. 1, I match with 5. But I don't have the point 0 to just verify it. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. The only point I'm not seeing that working out is my minus 2, I got minus 13. Well, I don't have a minus 2. It makes sense. That's my math. It's all good. Are you guys following that? We got the same points. 1, 5, we already draw it. 2, 3, I already draw it. 3, minus 3, I already draw it. 4, minus 13, I already draw that. We don't need this point because it doesn't fit. Because I don't have a minus 2, I must keep on checking my minus 2 on my chart, which is not really there. If you go 0, this is going to be again 3. This is going to be minus 3. Now, you know, if you go to minus 2, you will get minus 13. If I erase my x and y here, if I go minus 2, minus 3, minus 13. So I got the same point. Are you guys following my mapping notation, guys? Hello. Hi.
Yeah.
I confused myself because I didn't really have a minus 2. I'm checking that with a 3. Now this is then another question. So I'm going back to ask. This time I need to see the chat. So who is on the chat? So going back to Vale. Vale, what is the value of A here, sir? Vale, what is the value of A? Well, you're supposed to chat, so I'm not sure. Okay, Pangujan, what is the value of A here? Turn on the mic, man. Turn on the mic.
3.
What is the value of A here?
3.
AKDC. So he said that is 3. Myra, is Pangujan is right?
I'm not sure.
Asha, Pangujan say the value of A is 3. Is this correct?
Is it 0.5?
Oh, no. Okay. All right. So this is going to be a big issue in advanced function class. That's okay. Most common mistake. Guys, this is an exponential function, okay? This guy is your A. This is your base. The guy in front of the base. In front of the base. In front of the whole thing, I got 1. A is 1. The K is 0.5, by the way, because that is here. There's a D is 0, C is minus 1. Very common mistake. It's exponential function. Exponential function will go the following transmission. B, A, K, X minus D plus C. Are you guys following that? Hello? Guys, the common transformation 2, 3 to the power of 0.5, X minus 2 plus 5. Then A is 2, K is 0.5. Your D is 2, your C is 5. Are you guys following that picture? Hello? Guys, are you guys following that? The way you guys answer that question is incorrect. Harsha, are you seeing the picture? That is not the value of 8.5?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not sure what's going on the other guy. Now I'm going back to ask Kevin Tapasilan, what is the parent function, man, here?
Y equals 2 to the power of x.
2 to the power of x. Where did you get the base 2, man? Where do you see base 2? Where do you find base 2?
Or it's 3 of x. 3 to
3 to the
power.
power of x. Let me going back to getting my values, x, y. So tick. So I'm going to going back to minus 3, minus 2, 0, not 0. And go to 1. 1, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. Okay. So I'm going to ask Harsha, what is 3 to the power of 0 if I evaluate?
Just 0.
All right, Harsha. Long way to go.
1. It's 1.
Okay. 3 to the power of 1 is equal to 3. 3 to the power of 2 is equal to 9. 3 to the power of negative 1 is going to be 1 over 3. 3 to the power of negative 2 is going to be 1 over 9. So now we're going to going back to the mapping notation. So what's the mapping? Oh, well, I can do the next guy. 3 to the power of negative 3 is going to be 1 over 27. My mapping notation, x over k. So x divided by 0.5 is going to be 2x. Plus d, d is 0. A is 1, y minus c, so it's going to plus c is minus 1. So let me going back to map each of these guys to see that we're getting this correct. So you got a minus 3, so you're going to minus 6. 1 over 27 minus 1 is going to be negative 26 over 27. You got a minus 2. So minus 2 times 2 is going to be negative 4. Minus negative 4. 1 over 9 minus 1, negative 8 over 9. I got negative 1. So if I do negative 1, negative 2, we're going to 1/3 minus 1, negative 2/3. I got a 0, so it's going to be 0. 1 minus 1 is going to 0. I got a 1, 2. I got a 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. I got a 2. 2 times 2 is 4. I got a 9. 9 minus 1 is going to be 8. So These are the transform coordinates. So let's plug them in. So 0, 0, and 2, 2, 2, 2. And then 4, 8. And then negative 2, negative 2/3. So negative 2, negative 2/3. So I'm going to put this as -1. Negative 2/3 is going to be somewhere here. So your graph, if you guys going to graph, it's going to go like this. The graph is going to go like this. And there will be an asymptote at -1 because your exponential function won't cross that piece. So you can see that. Are you seeing the graph? How do I draw using mapping notation? Hello.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to going back to the next guys to see how do we draw the mapping notation. So let's going back to my graph. What is the parent function for this guy?
Y is equal to the square root of x.
Y is equal to square root of x. So we're going to going back to generate the point x, y. So I'm going to going back to square root of -4, square root of -2, square root of -1. I'm going to go to 0. I'm going to 1. I'm going to go to 2. I'm going to get 4. So my graph, what is square root of -4 is equal to?
There is no square root.
Correct. I just purposely put the table with the negative numbers. So square root function cannot have a negative values inside. So the only way we can take the square root is going to be starting from 0, 0. Square root of 1 is going to be, if you do square root of 1 is going to be 1. Square root of 4 is just going to be 2. If you do 9, square root of 9, which is going to be 3. Now we need to get the snapping notation. So I'm going to go back A, K, D, C. Pangujan, what is the value of A so here? What is the value of A?
The value of A is 0.
It's justify the reason for the switch to from day school to night school. Okay, that's fine. Anaha, what is the value of A?
The value of A is 1.
A is 1. What is the value of K?
K would be -4.
Correct. What's the value of D?
D would be 1.
D is 0, Z is 0.
Yeah.
So we're going to
Okay.
going back to the mapping notation here, how we should be able to x over K, x over -4 plus D, that's good enough. AY plus C, A is just 1Y. So how do we transfer these points? So we got x divided by -4, 0. That is going to be 0. Good news. It's going to be 1 divided by -1, 4. That's going to be 1. 4 divided by -4, -1, 2. And 9 divided by -4, I don't care. So I will write that 9 divided by -4, and then there's 3. So 0, 0. -1/4. So -1/4, somewhere close here. -1/4 come out. I got 1. So that's somewhere here. -1/4. And then -1 come out 2. Okay. And then I don't care about the other point. I know it's going to turn. And then I'm going to turn it like this. Now let me explain it so the graph makes sense. Original function will go like this, but you're reflecting on the y-axis, so it should be go that way. And then my graph is correct. Do you see the piece? Hello? Guys, do you guys following that?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to move back to stating the domain and range for the following function. I'm going to walk through a couple of things so you can get some picture. Inside the square root function, when you have a square root function, that function cannot have an inside the square root positive. So we're going to say inside the square root cannot be negative. X belongs to real. X must be greater than or equal to 0. Because if you take the -2x and greater than or equal to 0, we had to be careful. I made a mistake. Less than or equal to 0. This is going to be fine. If you divide it by -2 both sides, the operation will switch. X is going to be less than or equal to 0. Once come to range for the square root function, the way to look at for it, the whole square root, if there's nothing in front of it, it's always going to get a 0 because square root is positive. The smallest square root value you can get is 0. And then you're subtracting 5. And then moving forward, this is going to be keep on getting all positive values. At the end, the result is going to be positive. You're adding -5. So y belong to real, y is going to be greater than or equal to -5. Are you guys following how I did the domain and range for that question? Hello? Guys, are you guys following how I did the domain and range for my first one?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you guys going to be quickly looking at this question, please. I'm going to be asked verbally domain and range for that. Let's see if you can able to find it. All right, so let's going back to see how that going. Harsha, what is the domain? What did you write?
The x has to be come bigger or equal to -1/3.
Correct. What did you write for the range?
Range, I just put. I didn't do range yet.
That's difficult. Myra, what did you get for the range?
Range is y is less than or equal to 0.
Correct. That's the catch here. You got a negative sign here. The lowest value for the square root is 0. Lowest value for the square root is 0. Now when you got a negative, what will happen is it's going to go backward. It is not going to be all the values positive. It's going to be negative. Are you guys following that? Hello? Are you guys following that? Okay,
Yeah.
we're going to go back to the next one. Absolute value function. The good news is you can close your eyes and say x belongs to real. Now we need to think about a y value range. To do that, you have to have a quick sketch of this. So let's think about the absolute value of x curve. That is going to be absolute value of x. So it's going to be translated to the left by 3 units. It's going to be -3. It's going to be get the V shape like that. You can see all the values are above the y-axis. And sitting on the y-axis, y belong to real. Y is going to be greater than or equal to 0. Are you guys following that, guys? Hello. All right. The next one, this one, reciprocal function. Domain is x belong to real. Your reciprocal cannot be equal to 1, otherwise you will be in trouble. Now, this is going to be your horizontal asymptote. That's being said, for a reciprocal function, your y cannot be take the horizontal asymptote. Are you guys following that picture? Hello. Guys, are you guys following that?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go back to this one, exponential function. Good news about the exponential function. X is going to be no restriction for the exponential function. We can close our eyes and say the domain. When it's come to the exponential function range, you need to look at it, is anyone in front of it? So if it is positive, then all you have to do is y is greater than -1. That is going to be the horizontal asymptote. But if you have a -1, it's going to be switch the other way around. Pangujan, what is the domain of function E, sir?
X is example of a real number,
X is an example of a real number.
and then X is a
X
real
is an element of a real number. Okay, what's the restriction?
real number. There
What is the restriction, man?
a -1.
So X is not equal to -1?
I know
Huh?
-6. I mean 6.
Oh, X is not equal to -6. Harsha, is he correct?
Isn't it linear, so it just takes all numbers?
Exactly, it's a linear function. So I gave the same question to practice at school. People have been writing some restriction. I'm like, okay, how can I help you if you're writing restriction on the linear function? Sorry, I can't. Y belong to real. You need to identify what kind of function. I also asked, what kind of function is this? I don't know. Okay, cool. Next one. Can you just quickly do the H, please? Quickly do the H. All right. Let's going back to Kevin. Top Zealand. What is the domain, man? Kevin.
X belongs to real.
Mm-hmm.
Um, X is
XS. Still thinking. Reciprocal function. Denominator cannot be 0. Pretty straightforward. 4x cannot be 5. X cannot be 5/4. Makes sense? So are you following that, sir?
yeah.
The range. What is the range?
Y belongs to real.
When we don't have this, there's a 0 sitting here. So y is not equal to 0. There's a horizontal asymptote. Make sense? Are you following that?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
There's a horizontal asymptote, sir. So y is equal to 1/x. The domain is going to be x belong to real, x not equal to 0. But the range is going to be y belong to real, y is not equal to 0. When there is no c value here, that does not mean it's nothing. Y cannot take 0. Make sense?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna going back to some practice here. Not this lesson worksheet and transformation of function. Oh yeah, transformation of function. Not this one either. Where's my handout? I put extra. Oh yes, extra practice. Yeah, oh, yes, extra practice. So that's gonna save to files. Pretty cool. Okay, so I'm just gonna insert that. All right. All right. So what I want to do is I want you guys to do question number 4G. And I will give you 5 minutes. It will take 5 minutes. Question number 4G. Do that on a piece of paper. When you're done, I will ask you guys to tell me what you get. All right. So, Asha, what is the new table you got?
I haven't finished yet.
At least some points?
Yeah, I have some of the points.
What do you have? What is the first point you got?
I have -2, 0.
You got -2, 0. So, which point is that transform? Is the first point?
No, it's the second. This
What
person
is,
negative.
you need to give me the order. What is the first point transferred to?
0, -54.
You got that right. That's all matters for me. So we have to need the mapping notation. X over K. K is 1/2. If you're dividing by 1/2 is 2. Plus D minus 2. Comma AY minus 3Y plus C is 0. So if you take this point 2, where would that go? Something I didn't do. How do I get 2 times 2? 4 minus 2. No. So that's right point. I'm going to see that Y, what I'm doing here. X over K. X over K is 1/2. So 2x and minus 2. And then AY minus 3y. So that is -54, correct. But that is not going to be 0 because if you put 2, 2 times 2 minus 2 is going to be 4 minus 2. That is 2 comma -54. Unless I made a mistake. Let me check my, no, that's 0 comma -54. What I'm doing, it should be 0 comma -54. Let me double check the math. Let's do that again. X over K. Oh no, I know the problem. I exactly know the problem. This is the good one. This is a good one. I didn't comment factor my 1/2. Oh my. Oh man, I didn't do that. So X over K, 2x minus 4 minus 3y. And then you got that right. Yes, that's pretty good. That should be 0 comma -54 because X over K, 2 times 2. Then 1 will be going back to 1 times 2, 2 minus 4, -2. And then -3y, that is 0. Are you guys following that question, guys? Myra, are you following what the question is asking to adjust to?
Yeah.
Okay, but there's a catch here. I made a mistake. I didn't comment factor the 1/2. If you didn't comment factor the 1/2, you will end up with this doing the same thing I did it, right? 2 come, but I already did this question before. 0 is supposed to be the first coordinate. Okay, so you can repeat that. I'm not really worried about that. I would like to going back to question number 5A, verbal question, completely verbal. If y is equal to f of x minus 4, to obtain a graph, what transformation can be applied to the graph? To obtain a graph, y is equal to fx plus 3. All right, so going back to right now, carbon penicillin. What transformation you have to apply to y is equal to fx minus 4 to obtain the graph of y is equal to fx plus 3?
Is it horizontal translation to the left 3 times, 9 times.
Horizontally translate what?
9 units to the left.
Correct. This is right. If you go not 9 units, sir. So if you do minus 4 plus 9, it's going to be 3. You have to just going back to minus 4 plus not 6, 7. So you have to horizontally translate f(x) minus 4 plus 7 will give you f(x) plus 3. You have to careful here. You have to translate horizontally to the left by 7 units. Are you guys following that? If I do, let's call h of x is equal to fx minus 4. If I do fx plus 7, then I go to fx minus 4 plus 7, which is going to be give fx minus x plus 3. Are you guys following that question, guys? Hello. Hi. My online folks, are you guys following that?
Yeah.
All right, that's for you guys today. It's because all I want to do is I want to talk about transformation, a quick touch up on transformation, and then also the even and odd function. So we can dive into tomorrow talking about polynomial function. So most of you probably learned polynomial function already. We will dive into see as much I can, squeeze through the polynomial function. Now, what I would like to see, what I like to see so you guys will be coming in person. I will give that. My quiz I gave on the first chapter, I will give in person. I don't want to give it online. So I want to see how would you guys do that next class to see your understanding about basic function. I didn't do anything. It's a very basic function. We talk about the quizzes based on absolute value function. The quiz is based on domain and range of different function. The quiz is based on describing transformation. So when you guys tomorrow be ready, that I will just quizzing you for, it's take only 15 minutes to answer it, to see how did you do that. And then we will dive into polynomial function. Kilman, the class start at 11:30. Are you checking whether I am here today or not? What's going on, sir?
Oh no, I thought this was like I thought it was 12:30 to 1:30.
Really? I got Myra, Harsha, Kevin, 3, 4, 5. 5 kids are here. Kilman,
Yeah.
I have 5 kids. Okay. If 5 of them come, 3 of them come at 12:30, yes, that's my mistake. But when 5 of them come at 11:30, what's going on, sir?
No, it was a misunderstanding.
That's okay. So we will see you. I will see you guys tomorrow. So we will dive into polynomial function to work with. And then if you have the school handout, just bring it on. I just want to see how the questions look like. Is there any interesting questions that we want to take it up to discussion? So bring your school handout. If you have a school handout, bring it on. So especially those who are taking grade 12 functions. And we will go from there. As I promised, only 1 hour. You guys are dismissed. You can enjoy the rest of the day.